Ya empezar. All right, we are here. Another episode of Shade of Brown. And if you're watching us on the beautiful world of YouTube, you notice we're in a different spot. Yeah. Where are we,
We're
Irvin?
still in Palmville, bro.
It's Lancaster, bro.
Is it Lancaster?
We're in Lancaster.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so we're in the homie DJ Mav, his studio, and he was so kind to invite us over to his spot and show us around. You know, he's showing us gear, pretty dope stuff. I'm looking like this camera that follows you around, which is like new to us,
Right?
Yeah, so thanks DJ Mav for inviting us over.
Yeah.
Checking it out.
It's always good to actually network with other people that are within the same sphere as what we do.
Exactly.
So thank you for the invite and everything. So
yeah, of course. Thank you for having me, and thank you for accepting my invite and coming over. Originally, my idea was like, hey, you guys can come over and use my space for free and bring a guest on. And then you guys hit me, was like, well, why don't you be the guest? And I was like, oh snap, heck yeah, dude.
yeah.
It only makes sense.
That's what I was saying. The first time meeting you, like, hey, we're just gonna use this studio for free. And
Well, that just to be fair for the people watching, that was not my initial intent. You know, I was not trying to finesse myself on your podcast. As far as I was trying to show my podcast services through your podcast and be like, hey, come check this out, do it here. You know,
Well, thank you for inviting us. You know, again, Mav, I'm looking at your stuff, the pretty nice stuff. We were checking out your studio, where you actually record artists. Yeah, you're a sound engineer.
Yeah,
can you tell us a little bit about
engineering? That? Yeah, so audio engineering and live sound, so concert touring, recording studios, recording, mixing, and mastering. Yeah, I do all that. So it's great. For everybody that doesn't know, basically, it's like mixing audio. You know,
it's very cool. And as far as like before we actually started the podcast, we started talking about people that we actually kind of know within the group, and we already said this already. It's a small town, and sure enough, we know the same people that you grew up with. We know Panchito, you know Craig, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people that we are fairly like within the same sphere, but we basically have never bumped into you. So this is like a good way to actually let them know, like, hey, now we know them, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then
town.
I would see you guys were at the stadium.
Okay.
But obviously I'm swamped. I'm super busy, up there working and stuff. So I would just see your content, be like, oh, they were there, you know?
Yeah. By the way, he's a DJ for Aviarta.
That's right. Yeah.
In case y'all didn't know.
The top, like you're in the
in the control room. Yeah. So like I'm there. I'm pretty much there. Like, so if gates open at 5:30, the call time is 4:30, and as soon as I go in there, I pretty much don't leave until at the end of the game because I can't. It's so busy, you know.
Never did the after parties.
Yeah, I actually did all of the after parties.
Oh, okay.
And I also own a production company, an event production company with another business partner. And so our production company provided the lighting for the after parties.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
nice.
hell yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Before we continue, though, I know it's been a while since we did an episode, and a couple of things have happened. And I wanted to bring up something.
What
I know it's kind of like a curveball to you, Irvin, but you are wearing a certain hat. And I wanted to bring that up just very briefly.
I just had it in my car. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. But we're part of Odyssey Creator Lab now. It's a audio platform distributor now. And we're proudly partnered up with them.
Yeah, we went to their event. Very nice people. We actually got to talk to them after their little get together that they had, like the food. Yeah. Got to talk to, I forgot their labels though. I wasn't sure about the titles that they were giving each other. I just know someone was the CEO of something. The other person was an email lady or
something like that.
But I was like, they were all cool. They were like, they actually treated us well. It seemed like whatever I was saying, they were laughing. So I'm like, all right, I could
it's
mess
working.
with you guys. Yeah, I could mess with you guys. The bartender was tight. You know, like we had a good time. Like we were even telling them like the food was okay. You know, you had to have a taco truck. You invited a bunch of brown fools.
And it was on a Tuesday.
Tuesday, bro. Yeah. So we stayed there for a minute and we told them like, we don't want to hit traffic, so we're just gonna chill here.
That's dope. Yeah. I did see that post you guys posted. Okay. I was like, I was curious what that was.
Yeah, it was just something that happened in the meantime when we're like not doing an episode. You know, that happened. We did drop a vlog about it too, And just to give things, show the people what's going on. We're not just not doing an episode. There's other stuff happening in the background too. And we're trying to elevate, we're trying to earn a little bit of income, you know?
And if there's anybody that is actually watching our podcast and maybe watching the vlogs, if there's any maybe actual criticism that we could actually bring into the actual podcast, we're more than welcome to do it. If, if you want Ramses maybe do his hair differently or maybe do more clips, like let us know. So that'd be tight. So we're always welcome to those, to actually having people actually, allowing us to grow in the way where it fits with everybody, we're not stuck to one format.
Yeah. Always room for improvement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But shout out Odyssey Creator Lab. Thank you for inviting us to the event and inviting us over to switch over with you guys. Thank you.
And did they actually do the raffle already?
Yeah, we didn't win.
What were they raffling off?
It was like
give me a chair, bro.
It was like, I don't know, like $50,000 worth of promo.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
That's
it's a big
cool.
platform because they bought ABC, like the studio or whatever, the radio. They bought them out.
Wow.
Yeah. So like they also bought like something else, like a few other things.
Yeah.
It's like 2 other stuff that they bought out, and they're trying to compete Spotify. Yeah, they're competing with Spotify.
Wow.
It's kind of ironic because around the same time that whole event happened, the CEO of Spotify stepped down.
Dang.
So it's kind of like are they know what's going on with each other?
Yeah.
You
They
know?
have the inner scoop. But of course, like you said, it was a radio station at that point when they bought them out.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're currently still a radio station, but they're now noticing that everything's going more, podcasting platforms rather than just like the AM radio station that no one really listens to. So I think it's really cool that they're trying to evolve. A lot of the questions that they were asking us, it did seem like they were in the actual beta test of where they're at right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully they took some of the advice that I gave them. I'm just a guy coming in from the AV. What do I know? But here you go. These are my 2 cents as far as like what I think you guys should be doing to actually not do exactly the same thing that other people are doing, but at least do something differently.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see, man. We'll
That's
see
crazy.
what happens, man.
Well, congrats to you on that, by the way.
Yeah,
like being a part of that.
I didn't mean to shut you off, but I just wanted to bring that up real quick because that was happening in the background real quick.
Yeah.
But now back to DJ Mav over here. Yeah. So you also record artists?
Yeah.
Yeah? I've
Record
seen
artists.
your clips. You're recording a lot of different people.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. Everybody always says, because I'm always posting on my stories about what I'm doing. But yeah, always recording different artists. A lot of the stuff that I do is typically like pop, hip hop kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I work with bands more in the live event space,
Yeah.
but here in the studio, I do a lot of pop production, vocalist, rappers, stuff like that. And then some electronic music as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, keep in mind, we both come from a music background.
Yeah,
and
super dope.
And heavily in the production side myself, I'm trying so hard not to geek out, and I'm boring the viewers or listeners. I'm trying so hard not to geek out right now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because I don't want to bore anyone, Yeah.
Yeah. I feel you there.
We could get into electronics. We just actually came from Guitar Center.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
What did you guys get?
Bro,
We were just browsing.
Oh, okay.
It was depressing, bro.
Wait, was that because I forgot to look at my phone?
No.
Okay, I was like,
well, we already knew we were going to show up a little earlier.
Yeah.
But then when you had mentioned that if we could come a certain time, we're
Yeah.
like, or let's just stop by Guitar Center.
okay,
And not just wait in the parking lot. So we literally just stopped by, and
cool.
I used to go, and I'm pretty sure he was the same when he was
I
younger.
haven't
He would
gone
go for
in
fun,
years.
right?
Same here,
I
bro.
haven't gone in years.
Same here.
And we walked in. I'm like, what the heck happened? I'm like, bro, it's so quiet in there. Like it used to be like you could hear drums, you could hear guitars, you could hear pianos, and someone playing some random ukulele or something. And
Someone's always in the background playing the Still Dre
Right.
on the keyboard,
Right,
Stairway to Heaven. And
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just things are different, bro. I was there yesterday too, picking some stuff up, and I just remember it a lot differently when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stacks of amps there are just like so limited. Now you could actually see the open space. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember I would walk in there and like amps just stacked.
Yeah.
Like way more stuff. And they have the guitar lessons or something, the rooms now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what happened to all the tech gear that was all there? Like,
Yeah.
that
I
counter
feel like
space?
all of that's probably because people are just buying online now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm guilty of it. Sweetwater's where I get my gear at now, you know, and I just order online.
They got to cater to the consumer. They got to.
Yeah. Well, I think with anything that has to do with sales, you have to find a way where you're giving your consumer some sort of experience. And if it's just a sale of a product, and regardless of what you're selling, it's more than likely going to die off going online, because the online is convenience. So that's the consumer that wants to feel like the convenience, like order and it's come to my house. But if I go to the store, what am I getting out of that experience while walking into the store besides buying what I want? And most of the stuff that they have at Guitar Center, honestly, like you said, you could buy anywhere else.
Yeah.
So you have to provide something, but they haven't done anything different besides, like having less revenue, which is a less of an inconvenience because now I have to be like, I just came here for this and now I can't even get it here.
Yeah.
So
I
we were at the drum section, and the guy that was there, he's like, "Oh, look at that snare right there." And I was like, all right, let me look at it. He's like, oh, yeah, that's a pretty tough snare right there. He was trying to sell it so hard, bro.
Was it a tough snare? No.
Nah, bro. Bro, I had like 25 years playing drums, bro. Yeah. I know drums.
Yeah, for sure.
And I sat down, I played with it. I was like, it's not what you're trying to sell it as, It's like, it's okay.
Right. No, I feel
get it. I get it. You got to sell something, bro.
No, I totally get it, man. I have a similar experience. I don't really go in there now, but back then I used to go in there, and then the guy behind the counter would give me like audio advice on whatever. But I went in there for a specific thing because of a specific situation, and then you'd be like, oh, well, it'd be better if you did this. But I get it. He's just trying to help, and he's trying to make a sale,
Yeah, I understand.
It is what it is. But it's funny. It's like, that's not the snare, bro. That's not it.
It's not it, man. That's not it, bro.
We'll see, because I don't see them going that far. As far as like where they're going right now, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we have a Guitar Center. They have to slim it down.
For sure.
To make it look like bigger, they have to slim everything down, because right now everything's scattered.
Yeah, that's probably why they went to lessons more, right? Because they're like, all right, well, the sales are not doing it. So let's do the lessons. Yeah, I'm assuming. Did they used to do lessons back then? I don't know.
They started a couple of years ago, because at that point,
but not in like the early 2000s.
No, I don't even think they even do drum offs anymore.
They don't do anything.
That was a thing, huh?
That was a thing.
That could be every year.
That was a massive, but that's an experience, right? Like that's an experience that you go to Guitar Center.
Creates a community.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where would they even do that, in the parking lot?
In the parking lot.
They do it in the parking lot. Yeah. Sometimes indoors. Yeah. Sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They would have not this one. I know they used to have guitar not lessons, contests that like blues or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think they had them on this one. I think there was more a Hollywood thing.
It's crazy.
Now it's like, I'm like, bro.
Times are changing, bro, and we're seeing it happen right in front of us. Yeah. And it's just like, when we leave this earth many years from now, it's just going to be unrecognizable.
Yeah.
It's going to be all AI.
Different.
Since we're actually doing the podcast, the one thing that I would say, and I'm pretty sure no one's actually hear it from Guitar Center CEO, start your own podcast, put it in the middle, have like a little cage, have it all glassed up, and have a podcast where you're bringing in clients to talk to them about whatever they want to talk about.
So you're saying for a Guitar Center to start a podcast?
Exactly. Just because once again, it's experience. And then of course now you're having those clips going onto your Instagram, just put in Palmdale. Now people are actually going in and people want to see themselves online. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, they're like, oh, there's a chance that I'm going to be on Guitar Center's podcast.
Yeah.
Bro, that's an experience. Like now you can do more sales.
They got to have something like that now.
Yeah, bro. Now I just thought about it.
I'm sure they got a YouTube channel, right? Like you can't not have content.
They do have a YouTube channel. Okay. Because when they do the drum offs, like the finals, it's on YouTube.
Gotcha.
And it's this high production.
Yeah. Okay.
So they got to have something.
For sure.
But they got to do something.
That's a great idea, though.
But that we know of, I've never heard of anything,
Yeah.
But that goes with everything. Like the AV Alta, I started helping them out. I'm like, bro, you guys have to create an experience. So I started doing photos, not for the soccer players, but for the fans.
Yes.
And I started giving those pictures to the fans in the moment.
Yeah.
So I was roaming around, making templates. I'm like, here you go. And actually doing QR codes and doing.
So similar to like when you go to a theme park and there's a guy with a camera and then you can, except you were giving him for free. You're that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy.
Yeah, nice.
It was
hey, over here, real quick. Over here.
Exactly.
Nice.
And people want that stuff. Some people want that the appreciation of like, I got something out of coming into the stadium and not just watching the soccer team, do their thing. It's just like create something for them because they appreciate it, because they're supporting the stadium. But that goes with every business, right?
It does. Yeah. It does. Yeah. That reminds me a lot to the service or the promotion of the BTS footage I was telling you guys about. You know, like, so I have this thing where with any booking, the artists get free behind the scenes footage, right? And I guess that's pretty similar to that. Like they leave with something more than what they paid for. You know, it's like giving them like, all right, cool, thank you for your business. Here's an extra
sugar on top. Right
extra sugar on top. Yeah,
and people do appreciate it.
No,
they do.
That goes a long way. Yeah, I bet.
For sure.
Because you forget about doing BTS for yourself. You know, like when you're actually doing your work. If someone's doing it for you, like, bro, like, I appreciate it.
Exactly.
When you send them the files, like the finished audio files, and then you send that little extra file, like, oh, here's the behind the scenes footage.
Yeah, I actually give it to them right there before they leave.
Oh, right there on the spot?
On the spot. It's like just airdrop, you know? And it'd be like, hey, man, here's your footage, you know? But I always ask, though, because some artists are very particular and private, you know, in their sessions, right? And they don't want that aspect of the creation to be leaked. You know what I mean? So then I always say like, hey, we have this free thing, or like we give free BTS footage if you want it. And then I've had some people say like, nah, I don't really care for that. Or other people most people are like, hell yeah, dude. Because before that, I would have a lot of people ask, can I bring my video guy in? And damn, this sounds like I'm taking work from video guys. I promise that was not the goal, guys. That was not the goal. But it's just like, it was like, yeah, you could bring your video guy in, right? But obviously, you know, he's got to get paid for his time, you know, and his skills and stuff. And this is not as good as it would be if they had a video guy, right? But it's an extra bonus. It's like, hey, man, here's this.
I know exactly how it feels because I also come from a music background, and we did something like that once. Only once, though. We had a camera guy in the studio, but he wasn't doing video or audio. It was just pictures.
Okay, cool.
He was just going around taking pictures of the session. Yeah. And it was just that. But, like, I can imagine how it feels having, like, a whole-fledged video behind the scenes.
I mean, especially now in today's world, right? Everything is so social media driven. Yeah. You have to post about it if your goal is exposure, right? Like,
and you have to do consistency.
Exactly. You can't just be like, hey, I went to the studio in 2 months, I'm going to release it. And it was like, here's a clip of me in the studio.
The process.
You know, it's a process. So
No, I agree. I definitely agree on that. As far as even going further into your actual history, you said that you're from Little Rock?
Yeah, well, I'm from Lake LA. Whoa, Panchito, what's up, my guy?
Small
Lake LA. Town. Yeah, the boonies, bro. That's Beverly Hills right there. What you talking about?
The lake's still there?
Yeah. No, I'm from Lake LA, right? And then I went to Little Rock High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
So you got to know Panchito through the town or through Little Rock?
Through Little Rock. Okay. So I was actually, I think, 2 years ahead of him.
Okay.
And his sister, or one of his sisters, because they're twins, you guys know. Okay, one of his sisters was in ASB, and she was the DJ for ASB.
Wow!
But she wasn't, from what I remember, she wasn't like a DJ. She just got stuck with that position, I think, right? But you know, so like, when I came in, I would see her playing music, or like she was rolling out the speakers and stuff. So I befriended her and would ask questions and stuff. And then I think like the next following year or something, Panchito came into the school, and he was just like this giant ball of energy. Like you just, from early on, you could tell, like, it is not surprising to see where he's at right now. Because he was like that as a kid in high school. Just super cool, got along with everybody, real like just dope, you know. And then I just remember talking to him, and just, you know, we were like not like close friends, but passing mates, right? And then as time went on, you know, we got to know each other more, because like I started becoming the DJ for the school. He got more involved in ASB, and it got to a point in my senior year. I was never in ASB, but ASB would take me out of my classes to go DJ.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Sick. So I did all of I DJ'd my own homecoming dance and all of that stuff.
That's tight. That's cool, though. That's really cool. Yeah, and going back to Panchito, I'm like, this kid never stops.
Nah, he's cool.
He's involved in everything and anything that he gets involved in, but it's all purposeful. Like I feel like me and him have similarities as far as like where we're going, and I think that's the reason why we've gotten along so well. Like we do the running group. I haven't gone as much as he does just because how busy I am. And then, of course, the AV Alta stuff. So it's almost like everything that I do, it kind of like what you're saying, it kind of goes through the same pathways that he's going through.
Yeah.
And, of course, I have my own business. And then he's going through, he's trying to do nonprofits. So it's almost like everything aligns towards the energy that you put in, and you see the people that are walking that same path.
Yeah, big facts. And one of Panchito's favorite stories that he likes to tell about me is that when I DJ'd that homecoming dance, I helped him ask his current girlfriend or his girlfriend at the time out.
Wow.
You know, so like he came up to me, he's like, hey, I want to ask her to be my girlfriend. And I was like, all right, what you got in mind? He's like, do you have this song? And then so I played the song for him. The dance floor was going right, so I stopped the music. I was like, yo, special announcement. You know, everybody's like, well, what's going on? I was like, yo, special announcement. I played the song, and then Panchito came out with the flowers, bien romántico and shit, you know. And then he you know, made the moment feel special, you know. And then that stuck with him for a long time because I completely forgot about that memory. And then when I seen him at the stadium, he was like, bro, I remember, you know, you did this and you did that. And I was like, oh yeah, I did, huh? And so every time we meet someone together, or he introduces me to someone, he shares that story. He's like, oh dude, he back in the day, you know, he played my wingman and stuff.
Do you know what song it was?
Sick, dude.
I think it was like, I don't know for sure, but I think it was, what is it called? Corazón sin cara or something. It's like a bachata song, something like that. I might have the name wrong, but I think that's the one it was.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Kid's so romantic.
Yeah. Well, going back to your music stuff, your recording, and we just touch on the AI stuff. Do you use any of that kind of stuff in your production?
Yeah, man, definitely. I think it's hard not to in today's world,
We
right?
use it
Yeah, for sure.
Podcast.
For sure, yeah. For the podcast, right? So in the music production, there's plugins now, you know, that help you.
AI plugins.
AI plugins, right? Like there's this one called Vocal Line, right? Have you guys heard of it?
Yeah.
No? So for the people that haven't heard of it, it's like basically you used to have to line up two background vocals to perfectly stack them so they sound super smooth while your background vocals are going, right? But now that plugin will do it for you. Like in a matter of seconds. Yeah. You know, so like that's a good example of AI in the studio. Yeah. You know, and then it goes on and on. There's another plugin. I don't use this one, but for writers, people that write music, like they'll like get stuck on a word, they'll insert the word, and they'll shoot out like 3 or 4 phrases. So it's just
so they're also writing lyrics, like recording here sometimes too.
Yeah. So there's writing sessions. Sometimes if I have a really big session with like 10 people or something. This room will actually put 2 monitors in here, and then the producers will be over there, and they're like cooking on the spot, send the beats to them, and they're writing in here while we're recording over there. So like it's like this perfect situation, right? Yeah. So we've done a couple of those, right? Just last night we had a session with Aniston and Ruggo. She's a pop artist and he does hip hop. And we were here till like 1, and they were writing.
Ruggo?
Ruggo,
the kid from
AV Alta.
Yeah.
Oh,
sick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
AV We Up.
Yeah. AV We Up. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So they were writing. There was a writing session.
That's cool. He's a good guy too.
Yeah. He's cool.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mr. DOZ.
Mr. DOZ. Shout out to him too, man. Yeah. I've actually, those are all people I've met through AV Alta.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Me and DOZ, we go back like a couple years.
Oh yeah,
podcast, because I had him on a couple years ago.
Dope.
Before this all AV Alta even happened.
Yeah,
we had talks of like we see what's happening in the AV, and it's like it's growing into this thing, and that was like 2 years ago when we said that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I actually have 2 songs with him.
Oh, sick.
That he hasn't released yet, so hopefully soon. But he is so talented, dude.
He is
so talented.
Sure. What is like the craziest sesh where you ever get moments? Because I remember getting these moments too when I used to cook up for artists. It's like, damn, this guy has it like that. Yeah. Like, do you ever feel like, I know all the artists are very, very talented. Yeah. But there's still some. Yeah. Let's be real.
I love you all equally.
Yeah. But some moments just like you just like take back, you know, and you're like, wow.
There is a couple of standout. You know, one in particular. His name is Bandito, and he's just super talented, bro. He's like, he can play the keys, self-taught, right? He can play the drums, self-taught. He can rap, right? He can write dope. And it was just like working with him. We worked consistently for like 3 years. It was like peeling an onion, because he didn't like come in and be like, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. It was just like we would naturally stumble across another one of his talents. Like he knew he could do it, but he wouldn't be like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
Right? He'd be like, we were trying to figure out like something, and he'd be like, oh, hold on, let me try this. Oh shit, you know how to play, you know what I'm saying? And then the thing about him is he shared his story with me, like his growing up story, and he comes from a really crazy situation. And so he was able to turn all of that into positive. And the raw emotion that he would put into his music and how it would come out, that was one of the first ones here in this studio. I was like, oh, this guy's talented, bro.
Yeah. He's local?
He is local too. And I was just like, I'd blown away, because I was like, damn, bro, you good.
Yeah.
Cause his work is nice. Yeah. Like he could convey like the message that he's trying to get through. And then I would just be like, damn. And so, you know, we would do some of the fun music where you're really talking about just whatever, right? Yeah. But then we would have those projects where he's like talking about some meaningful stuff. And then, so I was like, damn, that's dope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've always loved those kind of moments when you're just there. You have no idea who this person is. A lot of times when I used to do it, it was like we barely meet in that day. You know, you have no idea who this person is. All you know, they do music and this kind of music, and maybe you heard a song or two from them. Yeah. That's all you basically know.
Isn't that crazy? Like making music is so intimate that you kind of, I always have this analogy, and maybe it might be inappropriate, but I always compare it to having sex. It's just let me explain myself here. So I always say this. I would say you can't just force it, right? Like when you're in the moment and like inspiration strikes or whatever, you got to take advantage of it, because it's flowing through, right? So it's hard to just like be like, all right, you know what, right now, let's do it, right? It's just not the same feeling as that, like when it hits you, right? Naturally, I first came up with that analogy a long time ago when I was younger. Naturally, now that I have a studio, I have to have a schedule. I have to create on command, right? So like that's like a muscle that you build as you grow, but it still doesn't compare to how it feels when you're like, it hits you, you know, and you're just like, it's so effortless. Like, damn, I just laid that down in like 5 minutes. That shit's a banger, you know? It's
just people where they ask like creators like ourselves, either if it's music or anything video or anything like that. Like, how do you come up with that kind of thing? Yeah. Like, bro, it just comes sometimes. Yeah. You know, it's just like you said, it just comes in like 5 minutes, you did it. Yeah. But sometimes it takes longer than that.
Sometimes you're just like not feeling it, you know?
Yeah. And it's just like an hour, a couple of days even.
And that is the biggest thing that kind of scares me when I stepped into the space of doing this for a living, is that like now you're expected to perform.
To deliver.
To deliver. Yeah. Sorry, that's much better. Yeah. You know, and you're just like, well, I can't guarantee a hit every time, but like we gonna have something, and it's gonna be decent, right? So like, but it's just like I would always think about that. Not so much now, but in the beginning, I'd like psych myself out, be like, damn, what if somebody comes in here and then I can't get it up, you know?
Get that Bluetooth, bro.
You know, I was just like, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. Talk dirty to me, damn.
You got to foreplay with me, though, you know?
I ain't in my 20s no more.
Yeah, for sure.
That was funny, dude. You also do radio. We were talking before we started recording. Yeah, you do radio, right?
Yes, I do. Radio is honestly what started everything for me.
Oh, okay, that's the bread and butter.
That is the beginning of DJ Mav, and I hate saying that because it sounds so like funny, but that's really the beginning, right? Yeah. So like the reason how I got into radio was I started DJing at 13 years old. And before I started DJing, I was making music. Mm-hmm. But my biggest struggle, along with probably a lot of, 12-year-olds, I would pick up a habit or like a hobby and be really into it for like 3 months and then like not be into it, right? Mm-hmm. So I was growing up, my hobbies were breakdancing, rapping, graffiti, and DJing.
Out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear. So you can thank me for your walls being tagged up. So like those were like my hobbies, right? Pretty much hip hop. Okay. I was really into hip hop. So I would get really into breakdancing for a while and then like lose interest and then get really into making music, right? And then really into something else. So I noticed that every time when I would go back to making music, the progress that I felt that I started making was gone and I had to start all over again. So then I was like, if I start DJing, I'll just always be listening to music. Yeah. Even if I'm not making music, my mind is thinking about music and it will help me when I go back into making music. So for my 13th birthday, my older sister got me my first little DJ setup. And I started DJing to help my music production. And so I did that through my teenage years. Senior year in high school, I'm at the breakfast table. And my sister at the time worked for a job developing, she's a job developer. She gets jobs for people. She said, I have a meeting with the radio station out here because we're going to talk about a contract for some employment. So jokingly, I was like, oh, see if they need any DJs. At this point, I'm a senior in high school. I'd been DJing since 6th grade, right? And she was like, being the super supportive sister that she was, she took me serious. And so she didn't get me a job, but she got me an internship. So my senior year, she comes back for dinner and she's like, oh, by the way, I got you an interview.
You start tomorrow.
It was something like that. It was like, your interview next week. I was like, oh, snap. What? I was just kidding. I was like, I'm not that good of a DJ. I'm just kidding, you know? And she's like, relax, bro. You're not going to DJ. You're probably going to be taking out the trash. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that. And she's like, dude, think about it. It's just an opportunity. So I had been, sorry, I know it's a long story, but there's a point to it.
It's all good.
So it was my senior year in high school. I just joined the wrestling team, which I wasn't able to join for the first 3 years because of my grades. And it's wrestling season, and I got this internship. And then I got the internship. But the internship is at the same time and days as wrestling practice. So I had to make a choice. I was like, damn, I've only been wrestling for like 2 weeks and now I got to quit. So I was like, you going to do wrestling or you going to go take out the trash and make coffee at this radio station? So I chose the internship, and it turned out to be one of the best things that I did because that started my relationship with Craig, my program director, which then later he gave me my own radio show when I was like 18. And he started me like at midnight, from like midnight to 1 a.m. or something. And then that snowballed into the Turn Up Friday show a couple years later and stuff. And being on the radio station opened so many other doors for me with artists and gigs and stuff like that. So, it was a blessing.
Shout out
Craig,
to Craig. Yeah,
Craig EC,
Bro,
man.
He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. I've known him for a minute too.
You know, when I was starting out, he hooked me up with so much gear, bro. Yeah. Like my shit was mismatched. I had no money, bro. I think he sold me some gear along with another guy named Crazy K. And like, I'm not making any money at the time. I'm like 18, right? It took me like forever to pay this guy like $150, you know, because I'm just a kid. And he was so nice. He's like, I'm gonna sell this to you, and you can just pay me when you can. And they were just great, dude.
Yeah, they're good guys.
They were awesome.
That's dope. Oh, yeah.
Never met him?
No.
Damn.
Crazy K? Oh, he's hilarious, bro. He's funny.
You meet him, man.
Yeah, he's
they're
cool.
good guys.
Yeah.
And what else can you tell us about the? It's try not to geek out though, but like the whole mixing and mastering aspect of it. Like, what is it that you offer on that?
For mixing, so just mixing services. So like the recording session is separate from mixing, right? So it's like there's a recording session, and then if they want to mix it, then I offer that fee. And usually my mixing services comes with 3 revisions, and so it's like there's a fee for a full stem mix, which is like, you know, your kick, snare, hat, whatever, and then there's a fee for a 2-track mix, which is a lower fee, and that's usually just the beat is on one file. And this full stem mix comes with 3 revisions. Right, and so like they'll book the mix, I'll send them the first version, and then I don't mix with the artist in the studio. Like the first version, I don't like to mix with the artist in the studio for many reasons.
I know what you're talking
for many reasons, bro. It's so annoying. It's like, can you do this? Yeah, but I'm gonna get to there, bro. Just chill.
It's not my process.
Yeah. So like, send them the first version. Then I have this software that I use where they get it a link. listen to it through lossless quality, so it sounds exactly as it should. Yeah. And then they leave their notes similar to SoundCloud, timestamped on the file.
Nice.
And then I open it up here in the studio, and it shows me as a list. So I have Pro Tools opened, and I have the list of the revisions.
At that certain time of the song.
At that certain time of the song. Okay. So then I can make the changes, and I send them back version 2. If they still have more changes and they're local, I'll have them come into the studio for in-person revision at no additional cost.
Very cool.
Nice. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a whole process. It took me a minute to get to that.
No, that's very good that you're not mixing while you're there.
Yeah.
No shade on the artist or whoever there, but sometimes we need. It's like saying like, let me do my thing.
Let me cook, bro.
Doing it for you. Let me cook. I'm cooking for you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
because I've been in that situation too.
There is a lot. There is a few artists that will be like, look, dude, I know that's not your process, but I really would rather just be in there while you do it. And then I tell them like, all right, ultimately they're the client. So like mixing is still a service-based industry, right? I'm still providing a service. It's like, look, that's not how I like to do it, but if there's absolutely no way and that's like the deal breaker for you and you want to do it, then come on in. Yeah. Just kindly leave me alone.
Stay in the back, be quiet.
And then sure enough, like those sessions go well, and then the next project that they book, they don't feel the need to come in. But like it goes back to the first, music is so intimate and it's so close to people that there's like, this is my baby. You know, like not only did I work hard, but I paid hard-earned money to make this, and I'm going to give it to you. I want to be there. What are you going to do? You know, so sometimes people think that way.
Yeah, and going into actually the actual having your own business as far as creative, and the only reason I'm going to ask this question is because I'm the creative and I'm also the business of my creativity.
Yeah.
How hard or how easy do you think it is for you to actually sustain it? Not just on what you're talking about when it comes to the mixing, the producing, all the stuff, but as far as like other categories, how hard do you think it is for you to say out loud for other current creatives that are maybe in their teens, you know, trying to come up, so that they could actually have a realistic understanding of what it takes to have this and consistent?
Yeah. No, that's actually a great question, bro. Because a lot of times us creatives, including myself, are not very good at the other side, right? It's like we're either super creative or not, or like super on the other organizing side of stuff. So it is very difficult. And to be honest, it took me a while to get that figured out. So it's 2025. I opened the studio in 2021, right? And the first 2 years, there wasn't really any profit because, one, it was a new studio. Two, I wasn't running it like a business. I was running it like I got a studio, right? And that's the biggest downfall to it, is that as a creative, we're providing a business that we personally enjoy. So it's very easy for us to just be like, hey, just come over, bro. You know, like just like, let's just cook up. Also, coming from a creative, you make friends with other creatives. So then when one of you gets a spot, right? In this case, we're using the example of a recording studio. All the other homies think they got a spot because the homie got a spot, right? And at first, you think about it like that, like, yeah, why wouldn't I bring my homies in to make music? All my life, I've made music with friends. That's the whole point of making music. But you got to put on your other hat on and be like, there's rent to be paid there. And you don't just want to be in here and break even. You want to make a profit, you know? So like at some point you have to draw the line and be like, you have to think like a business owner and say like, hey, this doesn't make sense. Like my studio is busy 5 days a week, but it's all homie sessions. Therefore my studio is broke. You know, like how many sessions do I have in here of clients like that are paying me for my services?
And you're getting distracted too.
And I'm getting distracted because then I'm not putting time into my website or marketing or whatever, because I'm basically just hanging out with the homies, you know, but now I'm just paying for it every month, you know? So there's that. My biggest advice would be like, what is that one line from BIG where he's all like, don't get high on your own supply, kind of a thing, right? Is like, you have to understand that at some point you need to bring in income to your business. And even though making music is fun, you got to go out and find clients.
Yeah.
And a lot of times those clients are people that you do not know. Because when you start charging your homies, they get offended.
Yeah.
You're like, bruh, are you kidding me? We used to make music at high school in your mama's house. Like, now you're going to charge me?
Yeah, when money gets involved, people get weird.
Yeah. So it's like, you got to start like going out and finding other people that don't know you. And then when you meet them, be very intentional of how you introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Not like, what's up, I'm Mav, I'm a producer, I got a studio. What's up, I'm Mav, I own a production facility where we offer production and music services.
Yeah.
You know? And then my DMs are crazy, bro. People always want to hit me up. Dude, let's collab. Let's collab.
Yep.
Because
That word, bro.
collab means free work. You know? So it's like, let's collab. One time I broke it down for a guy. I was like, all right, let's collab. Let's see here. You come to my studio. Check. I make a beat for you. Check.
Yeah.
Right? I mix it for you, master it for you.
Yeah.
Check. Where am I getting any sort of value from your side?
Yeah.
Where's the collab come? Oh, you got 1 million followers? No, you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, you don't.
You don't have connections?
You know, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not a collab. A collab is both ways,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I had to be like, nah, I need to get value in time in exchange for my time.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, 100%. And similar concepts as far as like what you're saying came through on my studio as well. Like, people saw the studio, they like the nice shiny stuff, and they're like, bro, they just want to hang out, or they just want to just like give me their ideas of what they want, their visions of like either a storyboard or a photo shoot or some sort of music video or some sort of idea of their podcast.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you're all like excited, right? Because it's like a studio, you're like, finally it's working. But at some point, you're same thing.
Yeah.
It clicks. I'm like, bro, I have overhead. You know, like I literally have to pay for everything. You're literally wasting my time.
Yeah.
And you have to kick them out.
What I find has worked for me, that took me a minute to get to this point, is to talk fees right up front in the beginning. This is the starting rate. Starting meaning it can go up from here, right? And this will automatically get people to like, this is not what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Separates like who's really down and who really is there trying to freeload.
And when they hit me up with like, hey, bro, let's collab, my response is like, dude, I'm down. Let me know when you want to book some time.
There you go.
You know, or let me know when you want to book my services.
Yeah.
You know, and then and we kind of go from there. One thing that I get often, and I feel like this only happens in the music industry, is people that be like, yo, bro, I got a new song. I need you to mix it. What's your rate? I tell them my rate, and they're like, damn, bro, I just kind of do music for fun, you know, like it's not really that serious. And then I'm like, just because you do it for fun doesn't mean this is my job, bro. This is how I feed my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that this is a hobby for you, but this is my livelihood. This is my business. And that's cool that you're doing it for fun, but this is my job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not your guy, bro.
Yeah.
You know, my little sister's in the music. We might even hit her up, see if she can mix you. You know, she does it for fun.
Yeah, if you're coming up and you're barely learning, why not? You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna get your mistakes and your experiences through those collabs for sure. But once you actually have a business and you actually, like you said, you have family to feed, you have your overhead, you have rent, you have insurance, you have your car, and all this other stuff, you have to start thinking about that stuff.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
currently, right now, I do still do collabs, but like you said, it has to kind of intertwine.
Makes
Like
sense.
has to go
Yeah.
back and forth. Where like even the collab has to become some sort of business deal towards the end goal.
Yeah.
You know, like right now, I do headshots at my studio. I got hit up by a makeup artist. She's just coming up, and I told her like, I'm down to do creative stuff, but that doesn't bring in money.
Right.
Not out here. So let's find a way where I'm going to bring in my current clients, offer them your services, and it's going to be an option. That way you can make money, but it's going to be under my umbrella.
Yeah.
That's a collab for me.
There you go.
But for sure, the whole idea of like, oh, bro, can you make me a music video for $100? Like, yeah, I'm going to go take my old GoPro for like, I'm not gonna take all this experience, all this equipment, you know, like, and I'm gonna edit.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I'm not down for that stuff. But
nah, I agree. And I don't want to sound like I'm throwing shade on collabing, but just much like you said, you know, it's got to go both ways. You know what I'm saying? So, so you know, because technically, right now we are collabing.
Yeah,
this is a collab,
but it's beneficial to both ends. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I've been approached for the podcast, 2 DMs where they ask, how much do you charge? Keep in mind, I'm still building this podcast, and I still see like I'm not really there yet to start charging for
whatever. Interviews.
For no, to be like a guest.
Oh,
like a guest. Like I've been asked.
No,
how much do you charge to go on their podcast?
No. For them to come to Shade of Brown.
That's what
okay. Yeah. How much do you charge to interview me on your podcast?
Basically. Gotcha. Okay. My bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
a little. You know.
It's all good.
And then I'm like, no, it's just I'm building this still, and I see that you're trying to build something too. Yeah. Let's build together.
Yeah.
You know, and you scratch my back, I scratch yours, type of thing. Yeah. You know, because I know we're not really there yet. Yes, we got a little bit of income here and there for the podcast, but to charge someone to be interviewed, I'm like, I'm not there yet, bro.
It's so funny you say that, dude, because I had a podcast called Squad Talk from like 2017 to 2022, or 23 was the last time I released an episode. And for years, it was just free, right? And then when I got this spot here, I started charging because of the overhead, right? And I ended up choosing to end the podcast because I could not get out of those DMs that you're talking about. So like, imagine from 2017 to 2023, I have given an opportunity to hundreds of independent artists and put their music on the radio, right? For a lot of them, I was the first radio play experience for them. I brought them on my radio show. I interviewed them live on the radio. I interviewed them on my podcast. And they felt like superstars, right? It was great. I gave them my platform to shine on their music. Never charged them. But then I started realizing it wasn't scalable for me, because there is other podcasts that have been able to scale that. But for me, I was like, I don't necessarily enjoy sitting here and interviewing somebody that I don't know about a song I'm not really interested about, you know? And so it started to become more difficult to sit there for 45 minutes and talk about somebody who frankly is not at a point in their career where there's even much to talk about. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, do I really want to do this? I don't, but I need the money. So I started charging, right? And then even after people were paying, I still chose to end it because I could never. Now I went out and I built this recording facility, spent a ton of money into this. And those same people that I gave the opportunity to for years don't even want to come in here and look at it. The DMs were never like, hey, bro, I see you got a studio. I just want to say congratulations. We've been building together for years, and it's nice to see your success. It was like, hey, bro, I see you got a studio. That's dope. Let me know when you're available for the next interview. I have a song that's getting ready to drop. It was all just about them. Taking from me to them.
From you.
Yeah. You know,
and I've learned that. That from doing this podcast.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah. And we have to, well, I will say this. We are at the point where we can pick and choose. We can pick and choose who to be on. Yeah. Because before, yes, I barely had, when I first started, I barely had, like 30 subscribers on YouTube, barely any listeners. I was taking anybody.
Of course.
I was trying to get those numbers in.
Yeah.
But now I'm not like, we're not huge or anything, but we are to the point where like, okay, let me see what you're about. You know? Is it worth my time at least?
Yeah.
Is it something I could genuinely get into?
At the bare minimum, are you going to enjoy the conversation?
Yes,
exactly.
That's what I look for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I genuinely going to enjoy your
talking to you for an hour?
Yeah. Basically, am I going to regret when I take the footage home and to edit it? You know what I mean? I think about that, and it's stuff like that. And there has been times where I'm not gonna say no names, but DMs were like, "Oh, I do this and that, whatever," and they're all about them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but where's the transactional part?
Exactly.
You know,
where's the substance?
Exactly. You know. And
but it is what it is. It's just like the idea what people have as far as like what we do. They find it easy, you know, like it's just a microphone, you're just talking, which is cool and everything. And it is true. We're just talking. But at the end of the day, there's post production. You know, like what are you gonna do afterwards? And even the idea of the soundproofing your room that took time too, like to actually think about that. And most people don't even understand.
So by the time you released their podcast or their episode talking about their song or whatever in this example, it took you almost a week. It took you, 1 to 2 hours of the actual recording day. Then you might have edited another day, right? Then you posted it, right? Then you got to take the clips and post them on social media. And all of this is funneling them back to them.
Yeah. And
where does it make sense?
I want to watch Netflix here and there, but
exactly.
Most of my time's going into this.
It's to creating this for you, right? So then, it just doesn't make sense. It's like I have to charge, but then it's like I don't really enjoy the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
check this out, bro. I got approached by a female saying you should do a female version of Shade of Brown. I'm like, what?
What's that look like?
Like, what do you mean? He's like, get 3 or 2 girls basically doing the episode, but it's basically like you guys, but in a female perspective. I'm like, okay. Are you gonna do the editing? Are you gonna do the recording? It takes all this takes time.
Yeah.
Who's gonna make the Instagram profile, making the clips? And as soon as I hit them with that, they kind of like backed off.
Yeah.
Like that.
They thought they thought they were cooking. They thought they were like, damn, I'm about to hit him with this sick idea.
This is a great idea. No.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
Well, the idea is there, but they have to put their actual foot.
Exactly. Podcasting is hard work.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. And people, like you said earlier, people think because you got a mic and a camera, like, oh, that's easy. Yeah. But it's hard work and it takes time to see any, return on it. And for a while, when you're starting out, it sounds like you're talking to yourself because you put stuff out and you don't get a response back. That's why most people stop podcasting within the first 5 to 7 episodes because they're like,
there's a statistic like 80% barely reach up 10 episodes and then they quit after that.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
That's a high one right there.
That's like jiu-jitsu and blue belts. Most people don't make it to their blue belts.
Have you had a guest where you're like, bro, I'm pulling teeth on you? Like your every response is like, yeah,
bro. Like so many. Go back and look at my podcast, bro. I still have them up.
Oh, it's still up?
Yeah. And the thing is, a lot of them, and I'm going to say this on camera so that if you are, not you as an individual, but if you are somebody that thinks like this and you want to go on a podcast, you can think about this. A lot of those were rappers, right? A lot of them were rappers that were here to talk about their music, and their song was dope, but the conversation was not dope. So, I'd be like, yo, tell me about this record and how did it come to be? You know what I mean, man. Shit. We just we do what we do, baby. We do what we do. It's like, well, tell us what you do, bro. You're here for an hour to talk about
story,
the journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that was just like, man, I have no idea what to ask. It's just like, you haven't been doing music long enough for me to ask you questions like, how's your next tour? Or how is this? How is that? And that's when it just started realizing me like, I got to end this.
Yeah.
I got to end this. And I'm bringing my podcast back, but it's a completely different podcast. And this one, I'm going to be very strict on who I have on. And it's not just going to be music.
As you should.
It's going to be music, entrepreneurs, right? Creatives and other stuff. It's got to be homies that I want to sit and talk to for an hour, much like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Right? Like at this point, I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
And I got to enjoy the conversation.
Yeah. You got to enjoy it.
And are you doing it as a business as well?
The podcast?
Yeah.
I will. It'll be an extension to, my business, right? It'll be like Mav and Friends powered by Maverick Studios, right?
Okay, gotcha.
So like for sure. But because like I don't make a living off of it, I don't have any pressure to who I bring on. You know, it's just like I happen to have the luxury of having a podcast studio. Yeah. So I'm gonna do it.
Utilize it.
Yeah, and I'm a very curious person. Yeah. I like to learn about other industries, about other people's workflow, and I might have artists, bro. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying if you come on my podcast, bro, you better be good at having a conversation, bro, because I'm not going to put that out. I ain't going to take no like third grade conversations anymore.
But I don't even think it's just the artist. I think it's most people don't have that critical thinking.
Yes.
As far as like actually extending a conversation. For most people, it's very hard to actually understand, hey, this is my thought, and this is how I'm going to say it, and this is how it's going to be genuine, and it's going to be heartfelt, and blah, blah, blah. Most people are just like very... I don't know where the brain is going right now, but it's super stagnant.
Their conversational skills are not there, you know. So I have a workaround that, right? I have this Google questionnaire survey that my little sister, you'll hear me reference her a lot. She's like my minion. She's my mini me. And she's behind the scenes right now. You guys ever watch Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
That's Jamie. Yeah. That's young Jamie right there. With love though, but so she created this questionnaire for me that has very specific questions that I will have the guest fill out. And then this will determine their cognitive ability. Not like their IQ, but you know, their idea to express themselves.
Yeah. They don't know how to spell. You're not on.
No, it's not even like that. It's just like it's going to be a specific question that will require them to answer in a specific way, which then let me know. And I don't mean no shade on this. I just mean like, at the end of the day, let's be real. A podcast has to be entertaining. Yeah. Conversation has to be good. Yeah. That's literally the point of a podcast.
How are you going to go around the idea that they're going to use ChatGPT just to answer those questions, though?
My personal judgment. So I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to talk to them myself before, you know, like, hey, I'm interested in being, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm gonna have to use it much because a lot of the people that I'll have on, I'll probably already know. Gotcha. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if it's somebody I don't know, I'll talk to them. Be like, hey, what's up? You know, like I'll get a vibe for them. You know, and then, oh, cool, man. Well, we have this waiting list. You know, and we have this questionnaire, and also the questionnaire also sets me up to have success with them because it's also gonna have questions about their background. Right. Yeah. So then, like, they'll answer the questionnaire, and then on the result of the questionnaire is going to determine on where on the waiting list they go. You know, if they're hella interesting, motherfucker, you just shot up to number 1. Are you available next week? If they're not that interesting, I'm like, okay, but you're not the most interesting, but you're not like, I'm not against it. But I'm in no rush at the moment. You know, to bring you in. You know, so like the questionnaires, right? And I learned this from like working in bigger scale productions, right? There's always like pre-production that goes into place that sets you up for success.
That's pretty good idea.
It's very business.
That's a really good idea.
That's my other side of the brain thinking.
He has it more where he like brings in people like, I don't even know. And it's hard for me to actually connect with somebody that I don't know, like just like yourself. But for me, it's almost like I always bring in people that I'm already working with. So it's always like, it's kind of like the questionnaire kind of thing. I'm like, oh, I've already worked with you. I kind of already know your backstory. I kind of want to extend that, not just to hear it again, but to have other people hear it. Or like within my platform. So it's something similar, but you have it more systemized because it's actually on paper, which I do like. I like that. We need to do that for
because then you can have your.
We have permission.
Absolutely. I didn't trademark this. You got to ask young Jamie over there, little Hazel.
We got to ask him.
That's why you got to get yourself a college student on your team. I'm just saying. Anyways, then you can have your iPad in front of you. And you can have these things already, right? And I know it sounded like a joke. I was like, this will determine how smart they are, you know. But also it gives you some more questions. It gives you a window into their industry. Yeah. You know, maybe I've already interviewed too many people. Let's just say it, too many real estate agents. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you're like my 10th real estate agent. This is not a real estate podcast, right? But I see that there's something in your background besides real estate that is interesting.
It's funny you say that because we've been getting like hit up a lot by DJs.
Uh-huh.
But like the reason why like I wanted to do this with you because I know what you're doing. You're not just a DJ, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're a full on audio engineer.
Yeah.
Like, it's different. That's why it was like kind of like what you're saying. Like you shot up to the top, bro.
Thank you. And I was so hesitant to send you that message because coming from a background with a podcast, I always found it kind of funny when people would reach out to me to be on my podcast if they were not marketing something, right? If it was for a purpose, like I got a new project I'm marketing, or I have this, I want to, you know what I'm saying, a book or whatever, that makes sense. That's the point of it. But some just random person, like, hey, bro, I just want to come on your podcast. To me, I was like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, damn, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that guy. So, but that's why it was not like I could be your guest. I was like, no, come use my podcast space. You can have a guest because I was gonna do what Hazel's doing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny. Shared experiences.
So and you said you were trying to call it Mav and Friends.
Mav and Friends is an idea that I've been playing around with.
Crazy you say that because when I first started Shade Brown, it used to be called Ramsey and Friends.
That's the simplest, most go-to thing.
But then we changed the name. So
Yeah. What was your guys' reason for? Because there's more than one person.
Well, I'm glad that he didn't go Ramses and Friends because that sounds really gay to me. So. Like, bro, not agree with that.
No, it didn't stick around, bro. We were like 3 episodes in, and that we already changed the name.
Yeah,
it was just like we'll think of the name later.
Yeah,
you know, like
for sure.
Yeah,
Mav and Friends is just the quickest thing I've thought about, and it came from Diplo and Friends. Like I don't know if you've heard of that before, right? So just like coming from a music background and event production, when you do a festival and there's like DJ Mustard, there's like a DJ or a producer, like it's always his name and Friends. Yeah. Because like the DJ is not the guy on the mic.
It makes more sense for you because you're the one that's handling. You don't have a co-host. Right. But I did. So that's why it didn't really make sense from my end.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that's like one of those bands where like the lead singer's name is the name of the band.
Basically.
Like Peso Pluma.
Basically. Yeah. That's why we had to change the name. So.
No, for sure. Yeah. Well, it's not for sure that's going to be the name, but right now it's winning at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up.
As long as it's not Ramses and Friends, go for it, bro. Yeah. So you heard about the Shade of Brown through Panchito, or how did you make the connection with us?
So originally it just came from Panchito's clips, right? I'd started seeing that. I think I seen it one time before that.
Was it with us or was it with me? Because I had him on my podcast and then we had him on our podcast.
I don't know, but I remember seeing somebody with a decent looking podcast setup. And I was like, wow, that looks really cool.
It was probably with the old crew.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Because
I had an old crew before.
Right.
Different crew.
But I was there, though. When we interviewed Panchito, I was there.
No, but he's talking about before that, right?
Well, the most recent one was right before the AV Alta was gonna launch.
Oh, okay.
Right, they had the block party. There was all those things. There was a lot of stuff going on around it. I remember that one, but there was one before that. If I'm being honest, I don't even think Panchito was on it. No. I just remember seeing the name of the podcast, and more so coming from a tech background, geeking out on the setup. Yeah. I was like, this is cool because this was, I believe. This was before I had the studio. Oh. Because when did the podcast start for you guys?
22.
22?
Yeah.
Oh.
We had him that same year. Like I had him right after you had him, or we had him on.
Yeah, but that was 24.
Okay, yeah, no, I already had that going.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing it and thinking to myself like, oh, there's somebody else out here doing a podcast. That's cool. Because for years, I didn't know other people podcasting, right? Like I knew podcasting was a thing, and I knew like a lot of people wanted to start podcasting, but they had really shitty setups, right? And then when I saw your setup, I was like, oh, these guys look like they have it together.
Did you see these mics or the SM?
I do not remember the mics.
Okay.
But
that's all know which it was.
I don't remember the mics, but I remember the multi-cam angles.
That was mine. Then it was mine. Oh no,
Yeah.
no, we had it on.
Dang, fool! I don't know then. I don't know what to tell you guys. Let's flip a coin then. I don't know.
Bro. Was it on the couch? Or was
it was on a couch.
Okay, then it was on our.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on a couch for sure. I know that for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so I remember seeing that and thinking to myself, like, cool, because at the time I was considering. I don't know if I was considering ending the podcast or I had just ended the podcast, but I knew I was gonna come back. Right, but bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, when I come back, I'm gonna be in a better mental state. Because also I was like under a lot of pressure as a business owner. You know, I was like trying to make this work, right? And then I got people pulling at me, wanting something from me with this podcast, and the whole time I'm over here like, yo, check this out, and nobody's fucking with it. You know, so then I was like salty. So I was like, I took it out, and then I was like, when I come back, I know one thing for sure is I need to have multi-camera angles. Okay. So I saw that, and I was like, that's cool. They got multi-cams. Okay. You know. Yeah.
No, I started the multi-cam just because of Joe Rogan. Yeah. Like, that's how my whole podcast idea came about.
It's got to be. Yeah.
You know, I saw it. I'm like, bro, that's cool. I'm an introvert, so I don't even like talking to begin with.
Oh, really? So damn, then you got into podcasting?
And then I got into but
which is crazy.
I already had a business in production as far as like I already was going into the real estate photography and videography. And then it kind of just like went into, well, I kind of already know a little bit of how to connect a microphone because of my background in music. Like, I'm not a sound engineer by any means, but I know what a XLR cable is. I know what configurations of types of microphones, like I know some stuff, so I'm not stupid enough where I'm going to be scared of it. So I just kind of fell into, I kind of already know what I'm doing. So let me at least try it. And in order for me to sell it at some point, I need to do it. Yeah. So I started my podcast and I started bringing in my clients and then my friends. And then I got too busy for my podcast. It was just like kind of similar story that you have, like where you elevate yourself to a point where it has to become purposeful because it's time consuming. It's super time consuming.
That's also where I learned the very valuable lesson that hype doesn't always equal money, because at the peak of the podcasting was probably like pre-COVID, 2018, 2019. Bro, I was popular. Everybody in the music, side of things, like hip hop, everybody knew my name. I was getting constant followers. My followers were skyrocketing. I was feeling myself, but none of that was turning into real opportunities, of like money, And so I started feeling like I was blinded at first with the hype, like you start to feel like, oh snap, this is going somewhere. But then I'm sure I could have gotten to a point where I could have monetized it. But then it was like, do I care about this particular podcast, the content of this podcast enough to do that? Yeah.
So you got to pick and choose, bro.
You do, bro.
Yeah.
Pick and
choose. You're
choose.
that person.
Don't just talk to anybody.
I try to give it away too.
Yeah.
As far as like the podcasting production side, like I would go to offices, offer it for free from like, hey, whoever's working there. I'm like, hey, I'll give you a 30-minute podcast. I'll bring in my equipment, give it a shot, multicam, blah, blah, blah. And what we're talking about when it comes to conversations, most people don't know how to make a conversation. So their podcast was stagnant, even if it was for free. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, like this is going to be a hard one. Currently, I'm still kind of trying to promote it little by little, but it has to be where.
In this instance, the service you're offering or the free service you're offering is like you're interviewing them about their business?
They're interviewing.
They're doing their own podcast. You're just offering the tech services.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And I went hard on it. And I'm like, I started listening to their podcast. Like, whoa. Like, okay, they don't know what they're saying. Like they assume that it's cool because of the equipment. They assume it's going to be easy because, anybody could talk and, have an actual conversation. But once you actually start to listening to them, like, I don't see it growing because you don't even know what you're trying to say to begin with.
You're just talking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And most of the time they're talking about themselves.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow, like it was it opened my eyes. And in so many ways, I'm like, wow, like it's not for everybody.
For sure.
It's not for everybody.
For sure. Big facts, dude.
Podcast is not for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about that.
Yeah. Music production is not for everyone either.
Think about that too. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and there's a lot of DJs. You know, I'm like
DJing.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of DJs out there. Like, you
there
should
is
be
a
DJing,
lot.
bro.
Yeah,
What's going on?
dude, I've been DJing since I was 13, bro. I think about this stuff now, man. I'm just like, I just threw away some stuff yesterday. I was like, man, I've been DJing long enough to see the shift in technology. You know, like just it's just different.
Yeah.
And then I feel old, bro, and I'm just like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I was in the middle of like the transitioning of like your regular plugins and now like AI mentions now.
yeah.
Like, oh, AI can do this now. I'm like, what? You know?
What did you use? Pro Tools?
Logic.
Logic. I use Logic for
now
production.
There's AI features in Logic too.
There is.
And which is crazy.
Are you aware of the stems?
Yes.
Yes, you're aware of stems. So for the people not watching or people watching and listening, this software now, multiple DAWs, DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstations. Multiple DAWs now offer stem splitting features, right? And so you can insert your song, take a regular MP3, insert it, and then push a button, and it will split the song up into drums, bass, guitar, keys, and vocals.
Yeah.
And now you have individual control of all the elements to make your own remix, make your own edits. Yeah. This is insane, bro.
I used to use Moises.
Oh, to do that?
Separate the stems.
Yeah.
Before that, though.
Before that, right. Before that. I would just dig for the acapella. And now you can do that in real time inside of Serato while you're DJing. Yeah. That's even more insane. Yeah. With no latency, nothing. Yeah. I could take the vocals of this song and put them over this drums, and the crowd will never know. I mean, they'll know because they hear the difference, but they'll think I'm playing a song. Yeah. It's like, no, we doing this live now. Yeah. You know, and like back in the day, you used to have the acapella of whatever, you know, and then just technology is insane.
Before, like if you had the acapella, you were like, oh, you have a connect somewhere. How did you get that?
How'd you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of that kind of thing.
No, for sure, dude.
But now it's like anybody can get a cappella.
Yeah, and they sound pretty decent. Mm-hmm. So like at first, the first couple of years while the technology was coming out, the acapella would sound kind of phasey and weird. But now they sound super decent that you could do a remix, and then behind other instruments, you could never tell.
An AI musician?
On the Logics? Yeah, I haven't messed with that too much, but I would assume it's crazy.
Like earlier this week for the first time, actually, because I was listening to one of our previous episodes with Christian from Team Egg. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he mentioned it on that episode, and I was like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Because I don't really do music anymore, really, as I used to, mainly podcasts now. And I was like, you know what? Let me dabble in that. Let me see what we was talking about.
Yeah,
and I was like, no way, this is pretty good.
So as musicians, how do you feel about that? That the fact that you can now generate your own drums, you could always do that, but automatically.
I'm just gonna say what Chris said. He said he likes it, and I like it too, but don't let it replace the musician. Use that as a tool to inspire you to what to do, like what to play or whatever. Mm. Like, oh, that sounded nice. Let me use that and put my human
build on top of that.
Yeah, and build on top of that, but don't let it replace you entirely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a template. Just use it as a template.
For sure.
Like, go off of it. Like almost like what you were talking about. I forgot the program that you were talking about with the words. Like
Vocal Align?
Something similar. Like
for the songwriting.
Yeah, exactly. Where like, okay, you could definitely use it to help you, but don't let it just become you. That kind of concept.
Yeah. Like, same goes for ChatGPT.
Yeah. Just use it as
ChatGPT a lot.
I just ironically, I work with tech, but I just started using ChatGPT 2 months ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I was very much against it.
Really?
Yeah. And then I started working with this guy at Mattel, the toy company. Mm-hmm. They're one of my clients, and he's a lead audio guy there. And he solved like 10 problems in 5 minutes with ChatGPT. And I was like, all right, I'm sold. Like I'm gonna start using it.
You need to see it, yeah. I had the same moment too. I was like, oh, I'm using it.
And my wife was like, why are you using ChatGPT? That's just gonna make you dumber. This is when we were in the market for a new washer and dryer, right? Within 5 or 10 minutes, thanks to ChatGPT, I knew more about washers and dryers than I did 15 minutes ago. You know what I mean? So I told her that. I was like, babe, I see where you're coming from, but you got to think about this. I now know more about these stupid washers and dryers thanks to ChatGPT than I did before. So I don't think it's going to make you dumber if you don't let it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it assist you. But if you let it, you know, then it will. We're going to be like that one movie, Hazel, what's the name of that movie, the Disney movie where all the fat people are floating around?
Wally?
Yeah. Wally.
Yeah.
Wally?
Yeah. We're going to be like Wally,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Just
where there's going to be an evolution of people where they're going to go to that extreme, and then there are certain people that are going to use it as a tool.
Yeah.
So it could go both ways. Just like everything that we have currently now as comforts, food, transportation, even the idea of like buying stuff online, you know, it's convenience, but sometimes people overdo it when they don't even realize they're overdoing it.
Yeah.
Because of the convenience of what it brings into their lives.
No,
Same
for
thing
sure.
with ChatGPT, you know, like it should be as a tool to enhance your life for information. But if you don't actually want to write your essay at school, you're like, you're not letting your brain expand itself to actually go into the process of like critical thinking, you know, like as far as like bringing your thoughts into mind to put it together correctly in your own way of thinking, you know, rather than putting it into ChatGPT.
No, big facts. But I also see a little bit of another side of people pushing technology away. Have you guys heard of the brick? No? Hazel, bring me that brick on the TV, on the fridge, please.
Are we speaking a literal brick?
Young Jamie.
Young Jamie. You will never see what she looks like,
Bring
but
it
you'll
up.
hear her voice. You guys seen this?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
I have never seen that.
I've seen the on Instagram.
Yeah.
What
This
is
is
that?
giving me my life back.
What is that?
It's amazing, bro. So there is like a group of people that are starting to kind of see the effects that the phones are having on us, right? We're looking at this every day, all the time. My wife pointed out this morning that I have an indent here
I heard about that.
because of this.
Yes.
I did not realize that till this morning,
Bro,
and I was
born
like
that. I was born with technology.
I was like, bro, that's insane.
I heard about that.
So basically what this does, so two college students made this up, and basically now you can brick your phone. So you get the app, right? And then you go ahead and go like that, and now my phone is bricked. And now I can put this on the fridge or leave it at home or whatever, and I can't access any of the plugins that I chose to tell it,
Yeah.
like Instagrams, Facebook, whatever.
Yeah.
So now my phone becomes a flip phone. It only works for phone calls, whatever.
It dumbs it down.
It dumbs it down,
Yeah.
and then I have to physically come and do this for it to go back to normal, right?
What?
And what's crazy is that one brick works with multiple devices. So you can have one brick in a household, and your wife, your kids, everybody can have the app. And as soon as little Jimmy fucks up, you know, you just ground that little motherfucker. I'm like, hey, give me this. Bring me the brick. You know, just boom. He can't get in it. You know what I'm saying?
That's tight. Yeah, I've seen the promos on this. On
Yeah.
Instagram.
I never heard of that.
Yeah. So now, so like, I also see like some people turning away and kind of really having that nostalgia feeling of what it was like before all this technology.
Yeah.
Because I started using this 2 weeks ago, and I realized that when I brick my phone and like I leave it in the car or whatever, I'm more present, right? I'm more present. I'm enjoying whatever I'm doing at the moment more. And then I remember like, damn, this is what it was like before. You know, like before these things were around, you know, and that's kind of nice. And if you look at like the younger generation, things like old fashions coming back, baggy clothes,
Yeah, the
you know,
90s.
stuff from the 90s. Like I remember during the pandemic, there was this guy that went viral. He was a rollerblader, and all he did was dress up like retro clothes from like, you know, back in the day or whatever. So I feel like there's this like, on the other side, there's also this movement of people craving that time,
Yeah, the
you
simpler
know,
time.
and being able to connect with people.
I sometimes do that. I sometimes crave it like, damn.
$50 bucks, bro.
$50.
$50.
Sponsored by the brick.
I know.
Oh yeah, I talked about this on your podcast. My bad, yo. Cut this out. Or shoot, maybe this leads to something for you guys.
Yeah, get sponsors, please.
No,
Somebody
but
brick me up.
Damn, bro. Damn.
nah, but for real, bro, that's clutch. You know, if you're not on your phone that much, you don't really need it. But somebody like me, like I was addicted to my phone. You know, constantly.
Instagram?
Instagram, right? That quick dopamine, like the moment you're just like sitting there without nothing to do, you have an opportunity to grab your phone. Why do we do that?
Yeah.
You know, like there was a time where we didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, we would just have to sit there.
Yeah. And actually think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
These kids, when you take the iPad away, They freak out like you know, like you took their arm away from them, you know.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I got to keep that. I'm getting ready to have a daughter, so I'm gonna try my best not to make her an iPad kid.
It's hard. Just
That's what I hear.
The TV, the refrigerators, everything has a screen now.
Well, I also hear that like it's just like if you want to get anything done as an adult, just give him an iPad. It's like literally. You know, and I'm just like, damn, that's true, but you are not helping them to a certain extent.
It's getting harder for everybody just because the world is moving faster. So in your industry, you're constantly always on calls, emails, doing something here, doing something out there. So it's almost like it's a constant move. It's no longer a slower paced life as far as like overall. So the convenience of just that iPad or the phone for the kids, it's like you're relieving yourself, but you're consciously or subconsciously doing it without even knowing that you're damaging your whole family, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I see the effects of iPad kids real time as a DJ. So like you go play a show for young kids. I just did a homecoming for Court Hill High School this weekend. And I do stuff for high school kids all the time. They don't behave how our generation behaved on the dance floor. Right? On the dance floor, I'm 33. How old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking?
37.
37. Okay. So our generation you would have to be on the dance floor, just vibing out with your friends, right?
Trying to get the courage to ask that girl.
Trying to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? And then like music and music and pop culture was fed through us through the same avenues, which was radio, MTV, music whatever, videos. Right? Music videos. Everybody got the same thing, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
So when that one hit song would come on, everybody knew that's the hit song, right? But nowadays, radio is no longer a thing. I'm in radio myself, and I can admit it. It's not the leading thing anymore, right? Everybody curates their own soundtracks here. So what's hot to you might not be hot to you. And the social media is an extension of that because now you got your own algorithm, right? So what's viral in your algorithm might not be viral in yours. So now as a DJ, I'm running the aux cord for 1,500 kids that all are not necessarily in the same situation.
How do you navigate that?
You navigate it by going super quick. They also have extremely short attention spans. So like we could play a song back in the day, be like, oh, just a jam, whatever, you know, you vibing out. Now they're waiting for a lyric, like 6, 7, you know, and you just got like 30 seconds to get in, get out, because that part comes on that everybody knows. Oh, like the whole house goes down, right? Like, oh shit, and then as soon as that ends, literally
back down.
Yeah, and you're just like, that was, as an adult standing out and looking in, is insane to see a wave of kids lose their mind for like 30 seconds and then calm down. And then you're just like, that's insane, bro. And then you hit him with another one. You just got to go, and only play the TikTok parts of the songs that they know, right?
The viral ones.
The viral. You got to do, I mean, we've always had this in the DJ world, but you got to do the hit sandwich, right? So like one song that's a hit, then you throw a new one in that you don't, you're not too sure, followed by another hit. You know, the hit sandwich.
The hit sandwich.
You know what I'm saying? So like, so you can keep the dance floor safe. But it's crazy like to see iPad kids party, and now they're so awkward, bro. There's not like, they're not that social.
Yeah.
Like you still have your social butterflies that you see, like some people are just naturally, but the majority of them, they're mad awkward.
Oh, bro.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
I've tried to, I do internships as well at my studio, and I've done job fairs at Palmdale High School and also AVC.
Yeah.
Where I'll do a stand, like I'll have a flyers, and I'm like, hey, I have a studio, I'll do podcasting, pictures, videos, if you guys ever are interested or whatever. They don't even look at you in the eye, bro. They're looking at their shoes. I'm like, oh my God, like, are you into this? And they're just looking at their shoes like, it's a tough one. I'm like, I don't even know where we're going with that one. But
a lot of that is our generation's fault, because our generation is their parents. You know? And so those are still like looking someone in the eye, shaking their hands. Those are still things that you as a father should be teaching your kid, you know, technology or not. That's just like manners 101, you know? And so it's just like, it's getting lost, you know? And I sound like an old fart, but it's just the freaking truth, bro. It's just like,
me like the part in American Me. He said, "Look at me when you talk to me.
Look at me when you talk to me." And also, have you guys noticed that like when we were kids, we could never call adults by their first name? It was always like Mr. or Mrs. or Doña or Don Usted, right?
Yeah.
Now it's just like
Freddie.
You know, like drinking buddies. It's just like, you know, you got a little 5-year-old broing you up.
Yeah.
What's up, bro? It's just like, damn, doggy. All right.
It is what it is, though. Like,
it is, yeah.
You know, like every generation had their own rebellious side as far as like what we think is disrespectful for them is the norm.
Yeah. That could be like, they're like, I'm showing you love.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and then, of course, their generation is going to be something completely different. They're probably not even going to talk, you know?
Yeah.
It's all sign language, or they're going to use tech to the point where it's almost like ingrained in their brains and they're no longer speaking words. It's all like mind control or whatever it is.
Damn, that'd be insane, bro.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see where the evolution of humans are going. I hope it's going in the right way. I do see the benefits and I do see the cons of like technology. Even the movies are going through the same thing, you know, where movies aren't really being made as far as like, if it's not an Avengers number 10 or a Terminator number 10 or, you know, like a revamp of something.
Yeah, that's true.
It's no longer the concept of like, we're going to create something new because we don't know if it's going to hit because everything's so fast paced on social media.
Like parody comedies, they're no longer a thing, right? Like Scary Movie, you know, not another teen movie. Like those were the thing in our generation. They don't really make them anymore.
Yeah. Like I just saw the new Jurassic Park movie.
Is it dope? Nah?
Nah, bro.
The ride is dope. I like the ride.
The ride is different because you're there.
I just saw The Conjuring, the new one too. That was pretty good. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still there.
I'm actually gonna watch that tonight.
Okay,
bro.
It's not the greatest movie, but it's still there. I'm like, okay.
I'm a little too scared to watch those now, man. Yeah, dude. See, I grew up being really into scary movies.
Okay.
Right. And my
nothing
mom, nothing has happened. So my mom would always be like, don't watch that in my house. You're going to bring bad spirits or whatever. And I'd be like, she crazy, you know, whatever. But recently, bro, in the last 2 to 3 years of my life, I've gotten really into my Catholic faith. And like, you can't believe in God and not believe in the other stuff. So now I look at it, and to me, it's more than a movie. Like, I like low key get scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a real spiritual battle going on out there, and I don't think I want to watch that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want Annabelle just to pop out of your closet? Like, oh shit, Annabelle.
Yeah, isn't that the doll that like some dude like bought a collection and then like his house burned down or something like that? Annabelle? It was like, no, it's like some doll that's haunted.
There's a few of them out there.
Yeah, there's a few.
There's a few.
There's a haunted museum in Vegas that I went this year.
Yeah,
and they collect everything that's haunted. So it's almost like the same concept of The Conjuring, where they collect everything that is haunted, but they place it in one location.
Yeah,
so that it's not out. So the actual owner of that museum was on Joe Rogan. So that's how I got to know about the museum. And I'm like, bro, Joe Rogan went. I need to go.
I gotta go.
And his picture's there. Joe Rogan's picture's there and everything.
Yeah,
I like the museum. It was tight. I didn't feel anything.
No, I seen a thing that was popping up on my social media. This guy was not supposed to take a doll out of her house.
That was Annabelle.
That was that?
Yeah.
Okay, and like he took her out, and then like a week later, he died. And then somebody else moved her, and then the house that they were holding, or the location they were holding it, burnt down. You know, and I'm just like, yo, that's crazy, dog.
No,
that's too much of a coincidence.
I mean, we're it's October. I mean,
I agree. I agree.
I'm down to speak a little bit of spookiness, but yeah, but I believe I love horror movies. I'm the opposite, bro.
Like what? Like horror? Like I'm realizing that there's different, like gory
like
or like.
Oh, not gory.
Okay, I can't do that.
I mean,
what was the name of that movie we saw with the clown? The Terrifier?
Nah.
What is that?
Nah.
Terrifier? Is that the new one with the mask?
No, it's like a clown that doesn't talk.
Okay, yeah.
Right? But he's like a serial killer or something like that.
We saw that and we fell asleep.
Is that the number 2?
Yeah.
Is there like 2 of them?
There is 2.
Okay, I thought it was a mask.
Yeah, no.
With the original author, it was a mask. Oh, okay. No, I understand that one.
Yeah, no. We fell asleep because it was all about, it wasn't scary. It was just like too graphic.
Yeah.
It was so graphic that it wasn't even scary. It was like, all right, how much blood and guts can you show till you become desensitized? And we literally fell asleep.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm more into
you fell asleep to that?
Well, it got boring, bro. It was like,
I was like, wow.
I'm more into the horror movies when they're like based on the true story.
yes, those are scary.
Those are the good ones.
Like, well, give me a good one that you like.
Yeah, like anything of the Conjuring universe, because they're basically off.
Oh, true stories. Yeah,
the Amentel horror, that was
Okay.
a true story. Texas Chainsaw is based on a true story.
That's a slasher though.
Yeah,
that's really a true story.
Well, it comes off of a concept of a guy that used to skin his victims, and then the director came about the idea from that.
Oh, and then he built.
So
off of
at
that.
least it's the idea was because something actually happened.
Yeah.
At least that too.
Now I can agree to that because I do like. Some I don't want to sound like a bitch, but I keep cussing on your podcast. I'm sorry.
Dude, you can
sorry,
fucking
guys.
cuss anytime
Okay.
you fucking want.
So I don't want to sound like a bitch, but there was a time, and even till this day, I still watch some scary movies. But Strangers, do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites, still to this day, because it's very realistic.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's not based on the true story, but it's realistic.
It just got to be realistic
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just like, all right, you really could be in a cabin in the middle of nowhere, and then like start to get hunted by some crazy people around.
Yeah.
You know, that was
Have you seen Sinners?
Sinners.
That's a new one.
No.
That's a good
Oh
one.
yeah, I recently saw that.
It's a good one. I like it.
About that one, Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
They took like multiple
Ideas,
ideas
concepts, yeah.
from like different urban
Legends,
legends, I
yeah.
guess.
Okay.
And they made it into like a movie.
Yeah.
There's like a vampire.
There's
thing.
Crossroads, with the blues guitar player.
Yeah.
So what's the quick plot of the story?
The plot is almost like selling your soul to the concept of like what you're wanting is eternity, but it's like there's It's very.
So the
it's
main
ve-
character sells his soul to get what he wants, and a bunch of shit happens in between.
It's hard to
It's
pinpoint.
it's a hard one because it's a very unique story
It's a unique one.
line, but it's a good one too because you could connect what it has into what you've already heard and
Yeah.
So it's I liked that. I enjoyed it
When I was literally watching, I was like, "Hey, I heard about that."
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
I heard about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, I haven't seen that one.
That's
You
a
should
good
watch
one.
that. That's a good
I
one.
highly
Yeah.
recommend.
Yeah, that's a good one.
highly recommend.
I seen Smile last week, which I think is like an old.
Yeah, that's an
That
old
one's
one.
more
I-
like a
I
weird
wasn't
one.
into
Have you
that
guys seen Tusk?
Tusk. I haven't heard that one.
one. Oh.
Tusk? Oh my god!
Pull it up, young Jamie.
Yeah, young Jamie, can you beat me to
You
that?
need a TV screen here.
I really do. That's the next thing coming up. This right here, bro. Let me see. I got the image right here.
Tusk. Nah.
Okay.
Doesn't even look it.
Okay. All right. If you want to watch a movie where you feel weirded out when you go, you're not even scared. You're just like, what did I just watch?
Like Black Mirror.
I've never seen that, but you're just very like uneasy.
Okay.
You know, you're like
Easy eerie.
eerie, I guess. Yeah, she's like you're just going to, you're like walking out or turning off your TV, and you're like, that was weird, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's one of them. It's scary because
Tusk.
it's weird.
Yeah.
So the plot of it is there is this podcaster, ironically, right?
Oh my
there is this podcaster, right?
We're in it.
And
And they're brown.
and it's two brown brothers. You know what I'm saying? No. So there's this podcaster who is going to another place to interview this guy about weird stuff. I think his podcast is about paranormal stuff or some weird shit, right?
Okay.
He drives way the hell out of nowhere. It's like a road trip, 3-hour drive or so to get there. He meets this guy. This guy is this old man in a wheelchair in a mansion that lives there by himself, right? And then he's like there, and then the old man somehow drugs him, seduces him, and turns him into a walrus.
A walrus.
Out of all things.
Makes you want to crawl out of your skin.
Oh.
Yeah, and this is how he looks like, right?
Oh.
Is this like an independent movie? I've never heard.
I
of
don't
this.
I don't know. I don't know. It came out in like 2014. It came out in
did you see it?
2014. I saw it in the movie theaters.
What?
And then I saw it again with Hazel because I wanted to freak her out. And so the whole time in the movie, and I'm just gonna tell you how it ends, but you really gotta watch the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
His girlfriend or fiance is looking for him, right? He goes missing, whatever, right?
Yeah.
She ends up finding the house somewhere, whatever. The last scene of the movie is she goes to visit this walrus because she feels a connection with the walrus, but she never really knows what happened to her
It's
husband.
him.
Yeah, and the walrus is crying because he can't talk anymore. He can't talk. He's in this
Yeah.
walrus thing, right? He has became like he actually eats the fish now, right? Just raw. And he got his ribs broken and everything. Like he doesn't, but he can still cry like a human, right? And so like she goes and she's like looking at this thing. She's like, this is all we found in the house, man. It's just this big ass animal, you know. And the guy's just looking at her, and you know, it's a weird movie, bro.
Interesting.
Dang, that's dark.
It's very dark. It's very dark, very weird. Whoever wrote it was super high. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like if you end up watching it, shoot me a text.
Oh, for sure.
And let me know, bro, like, this was weird or like you just wasted my time. I hope not.
Sounds intriguing.
Do you do horror nights or any of that stuff?
Love it.
Okay.
Love it. So, see, I'm telling you, bro, I'm not full bitch. I'm telling you. No, like, it's mostly just the, and it's mostly just been the last 2 years of my life. It's mostly like the spiritual witchcraft stuff that's just kind of getting weird to me. But yeah, horror nights for many years. My sisters and I, that was our tradition. Okay. We would go. It's the best. I love jump scares. Okay. Funny story. I almost got banned from Universal Studios. I went to horror nights with my friends, and this Jason came out. That he was in a frame, and he was like above me. And he came out, and I got so scared that when I get scared, I'm a swinger. It's just a natural instinct. And I think I had been drinking. So like he came out, bro. I went back and I went to swing at him, and then he went, and I barely missed him, right? And then I just remember him not breaking character, but his eyes got big, right? And then I was like, oh, bro, you scared the shit out of me, right? So then my friends were like, damn, man, chill. Yeah. And like we kept going through the maze. By the time we got out of the maze, there was a bunch of security guards waiting for us at the end. Wow. But I didn't know it was for me. I thought something happened. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, snap, I think somebody fainted or whatever, right? We get there, and like we're just trying to walk through, you know, and then they're like, hey, you, come here, you know. So they pull me back, and then they took my ID, they took my name down. They're like, we're putting you on the list. You know, if we get one more complaint about you, you're banned from the park.
Dang.
I was like, damn, you got cameras in there with that? Wow. They were quick, bro. They were quick.
You gotta take care of their
employees. Of course. Yeah. So
I'm going this Thursday. So
nice. Yeah. You're gonna have fun, I hope, because the lines are crazy now.
Yeah, even weekdays, because that's the idea.
Wednesdays, I looked at it. Wednesdays were the cheapest and probably the least pack.
Okay. Yeah, because the idea was I didn't want to go on a weekend because of the lines.
Have you heard of the RIP tour? Mm-hmm. Well, it's basically the VIP. You know how they do VIP because it's Halloween RIP. Mm-hmm. And like you pay for that, and then they take you to the front of the lines of the mazes. Kind of thing. And then you get unlimited food buffets, cool. Drinks, you know, all this stuff. You know, it's like really expensive, but you don't have any wait time. And the whole time you have a guide, you know, saying it's basically the VIP tour, but for the horror has nights.
The money.
Yeah, for
Inflation,
sure.
bro, I got that money.
Nah. For sure, dude. Yeah, good times, man.
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, I think we
reached the end.
We reached the end of this episode. But I just want to thank you again, bro, for having us here, showing us your spot, lovely spot, crazy gadgets you got going on, very expensive things, crazy camera that I'm looking at right now, and follows you around. Yeah, he was showing us how it works, and this brick thing that I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, look at that. We need the sponsor though.
Yeah, the sponsor. And man, where can they find you? You know, your services. We'll put the links in the description of YouTube and on the audio platforms as well. If you want to check them out, if you're local or anywhere like in the LA area or anything, want to come out and book them. Mm-hmm. You know, for your services, bro, because this guy's legit. He knows what he's talking about. I know, like, I also come from a music background, and everything he's saying, bro, like, yeah, he knows, bro. He knows.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. Yeah. Man, thank you guys for that. Thank you for coming to the studio and you know, rocking a episode here. You can find the studio at maverickrecordingstudios.com. Recording, mixing, mastering, podcasting services. Also beat production. The beat store, djmavbeats.com, is directly connected to that website. Nice. And Yeah, man, I do all of that. I also have an event production company, Event Source Productions, for any audio, lighting, staging, DJ services as well for private events.
Do you do the staging stuff?
Yep, staging.
So were you the one that staged the AV Alta for like that live band that they had?
Yeah, that
That's
everything that you saw there, the stage on the first after party. Yeah, that was all Event Source Productions.
All right.
Yeah, so staging, sound systems, lighting, whatever. Do it all.
Very
If
cool.
you even need LED walls, we can get that going too.
That's tight.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Almost at 600. We're shooting for 1,000. That's the next goal.
Let's go.
If you're more of a listener, try and push that more now, because after we're part of Odyssey Creator Lab now, we got to push that more now to the audio platforms. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Go in there, listen to us if you prefer to listen. If you're driving to work or you're working and you don't really need your ears to do your job, well, give us a listen, give us a like, a rating, all that stuff, and help us out. That really, really helps a lot when you give us a rating. And any words?
No, this year's almost over. This year went
year's
quick.
almost over.
Yeah,
that's
gone by fast.
I didn't feel this year at all. I'm like, bro, like it's already October.
That's insane.
The rain's here already.
It rained a lot today.
Jeez.
It did.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens next year. I'm hoping for the best. Just another good year. And
And congratulations on all your success. Keep growing, guys.
Thank you. And your spot, bro. Keep
Thank
pushing,
you.
bro.
Thank you.
Bro.
Yeah, it's more than likely we're going to stay connected.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Let's just say I enjoyed the conversation. For sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, Shader Brown, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one. Shoo!